way.
2 through 12.
Say again?
Not a bad answer.
2 through 12.
No, different.
Doesn't the sutra say 6 and 7?
Yeah, 6, 7,
What?
and 8 actually.
Okay, yeah.
6 context, 7 feeling, your desire.
Why?
All right. Say again?
Why is that?
He said
Why is
why?
that? Oh, okay. Okay. You sounded like you were under the tank or something. Okay. The sutra said that in fact in the contact phase itself, when the eye consciousness is touching the object, we are already infected. At that moment, we are already looking at things the wrong way, infected with the looking at things the wrong way. And because link number 6 triggers link number 7, that means link number 7 is also infected with that one. And also link number 7 triggers link number 8. It also suffers the same fate at that. This is quoting from the book, the sutras. All right, can I continue?
Yeah.
Mr. Stanley Bandhu. All right, so why do we use the negative expression to explain the misunderstanding in link 1?
Because we're in a bad mood.
Because it is a bad word.
Sugeng,
How about others?
when you say negative expression, what do you mean?
Negative particle.
Misunderstanding. Like avidya.
Yes, and then even the definition of it is also in negative expression.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, I just give you the answer because we need to indicate that it is used to mean something which is not knowing. Yeah.
Did you like how I tricked you into giving the answer?
Yeah. You are smart. That's why you are in the mixed nuts, right? Welcome.
Not necessarily a requisite.
Okay, but I like. I think Ben Kramer, right? He put mixed nerds. That sounds better, sort of. Okay, now what are the 2 different meanings of negative or avidya in Sanskrit discussed up to class 3? What are the 2 different meanings? Anybody?
Otherness. Is otherness one of them? Otherness.
Yes, otherness is the second one. What is the first one?
Non-existent.
Yeah, non-existing, not existing, not existent. All right, thank you. Now let's move on to the Tibetan words. This is very long. Chulsin main pari yila chepa. Okay, the nuts shouldn't answer. I don't know whether the audience remember this.
The wife in the kitchen.
Again?
The wife in the kitchen.
The wife in the kitchen. Okay. Yeah, but in sorry, Gisela?
Looking at things.
You guys don't know it. We should fire them.
It's thinking incorrectly, right?
Looking at things the wrong way. Looking at things the wrong way.
The way they aren't.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah. Looking at things the wrong way.
We weren't supposed to answer.
Yeah, I was, that's what I was saying. Nuts shouldn't answer, right? But anyway, we are nerds, so.
Oh, you said nuts shouldn't answer. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, nuts shouldn't answer, but we are nerds, so you're okay. This appeared many times, Gurpa, but I think this is so important that I just thought of repeating it here again. Okay, nuts shouldn't answer.
Okay.
Because this appears in Word's text and also in my text. And I think in Stanley's text too. So anybody beside the nuts remember what is this?
I think it was in somebody's homework yesterday.
Yes, I know. I know. But I just thought that this is so important. I just want to.
Oscar Leon says infected or smeared.
Ooh.
Yeah. You are nerds.
has to put
Oh,
his
no, Oscar
PayPal-
Leon said, good.
Hey, Sugeng,
Oh,
you need his PayPal account?
somebody. I see. Oscar Leon. Okay, give me your PayPal account, Leon.
Let's
I
get
give
him.
you 50 centavos.
I don't think you can send $5 on a PayPal.
I can
And
send
they'll
more.
take most of it.
Okay, Sok Chak.
Like
You guys,
like little animals, right?
It can be big animals.
I don't know. I heard what living being, is that right?
yeah, that
Animal.
Sure.
Or
Or
living
just
being.
animal?
In general. Okay. For some reason,
Is
I
that
thought they were like small insects or something. I don't know.
I don't know. Geshe-la, what should be the answer? Is living being all right or?
It can, in the diamond cutter, it's a synonym for living, for sentient.
yeah, that's what.
But in general, in modern Tibetan, it means an animal.
An animal. In general.
Okay,
Animal, yeah.
animal. Okay, in general, it means animal.
And by the way, Sok means life, and Chak means it developed life. You see what I mean?
Mhm.
This Chak doesn't mean desire.
Okay, sure. To develop.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, thank you.
Now we
These
get
are
to
the
the interesting part.
yes, the three definitions. Well, to be honest, I took a hint from your translation, but I
Okay.
tried to analyze the Tibetan and try to make sense of the English.
It is referring. It is referring to another who. I just want to correct the word. There's a mistake in the second line. Can you tell me of his English?
Oh, English.
Does not.
Who does not resemble?
Yeah, it should say does resemble. Yeah,
Okay, okay, thank you. Sorry about that.
who does resemble?
Oh, who does resemble? Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Okay, yeah, okay.
So he looks like a salesman, but he's not.
I see.
You see what I mean? So
Yeah.
this is the third example
definition.
of not,
Yeah.
of being not. And Shen means it's something else, but it's dawa. But they might be mistaken for a salesman. You see what I mean? He's not a salesman. I know he talks like a salesman. I know he looks like a salesman, but he's not a salesman. Okay. So
Okay.
that's the third possibility of the ma in what?
In the Marikpa.
Yeah, great. Because so ma rikpa could mean like a feeling rather than a knowledge.
Okay.
Not rikpa. But it's not the opposite. It's not an absence of knowledge. It's something similar that's other. Okay, like it looks like feeling, but it doesn't mean that here. Okay, maripa, not feeling. You see what I mean? It's the third possibility when you use a negative particle, is that you are indicating something similar but not the same.
Okay.
Okay. And
Okay.
so we're discussing different possibilities of how to read the ma in Marikpa or the in
Avidya.
Vidya. How do you,
Oh,
and one is to say, yeah, he looks like a salesman, but he's not.
Mm.
He's not a salesman. Okay.
Geshe-la,
that's
what?
not-
Sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, what is this? What is this actually? Jawar Payin.
Yeah. Chikla Jawang Bayan. it looks like it could apply to him as a salesman. You see what I mean?
It looks like.
When they say he's not a Brahmin and he's not a youth, it means you might think he's a Brahmin and you might think he's a youth because lumba means he looks like that, but he's not. Okay. Actually, he's somebody else. Yeah. He's a third, like a Pungsumba. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, the third choice, right?
Yeah. So sometimes the negative just means other, but it's not Maripa. Maripa is the active opposite knowing,
Right.
Okay.
as opposed to just other. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. All right.
Good. This one's funny. Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, you had a clue here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
And I believe the here means you see it used that way. You see, the lumba at the end means, you see the negative particle used in the sense of, like we just had the Super Bowl, okay? And Los Angeles beat Cincinnati. And the Cincinnati quarterback was like a non-quarterback.
Okay, a bad quarterback.
Yeah. He wasn't a good team leader because I lost $100 to Rosa.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Sure.
Yeah. So it means he's a non-quarterback. Actually, he is a quarterback. He's just a bad quarterback. Okay. And he's not a bad quarterback, but he was bad on that day.
Okay. Sure.
He should pay
All
the
right.
money also.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Are you
Yeah,
going
the
to keep
next
going?
one? No, here. This is the one.
Okay. Yeah. There's no salt in this food. It means there's not enough.
Not enough.
I mean, so Nyungwa means not enough. Nyungwa means too little. Okay. So when you say there's no salt in this food, it means there is salt, but it's not enough. Or you say she's a girl with no hips. Meaning she of course she has hips, but she's not big enough for India. In India, you have to have big hips, okay? Because that means you have more money because you have more food. So in the old days, it was very important for beauty that men and women should be fat. Okay. Even nowadays, if you look at a Bollywood movie, to be fat means you're not going to starve to death. So that was considered beautiful because in a country without enough food, that's considered beautiful. Okay, so he says here she doesn't have any hips at all. Of course she has hips, but they're not like a truck. Okay.
Let's see. Okay. Geshe, I have a question. Chokna Minepa, what did you translate this?
Where is it? Show it.
No,
to
this
me.
was from last class. From
You asked question. T-L-O-N question.
let me check.
I'm gonna look at it when I switch to my screen. Okay?
Okay. You want to look at it later, or you want me
And
to
it
show
wouldn't
you
just
now?
be like not sticking to your position or something like that.
It very much depends on the context.
I see. This is the one. Can you see?
Let me see here.
Let me make it bigger.
Yeah, that would say not on the side of what you think, not
I
on the
see.
side of what you think. So, what was the example here?
About the something similar, but otherness.
Yeah, so here it means they're not in the animal group.
I see.
Yeah.
So
these are three. I read these as three positives. Otherwise, it doesn't make much sense. Otherwise, it's very difficult. And by the way, as I mentioned before, we're not going to get any help. Nobody's going to help us. We have to take Geshe-la's best guess after 50 years of translating. And I'm sorry, that's the way it's going to be.
Okay.
There's nobody
Okay, thank
to help
you.
us. Okay. And it's
Thank you,
kind of fun.
Yeah.
Nobody
All
can
right.
criticize us because it's incomprehensible. All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Let me see here. Okay. We're on, oh, we did number 3, right? We did number 4.
3, 4, 5. Yeah.
We did number 5. Okay, so Sugeng number 6, and Dr. Kramer is crazy to check you.
Okay, thank you.
Using
Drawe Dunlani Gelong Mepe Ne Dang Chumepe Gumpa Se Jawa Tabuo.
Yeah, this Java, we had it earlier today. Where did we have it today earlier? Whose class was that?
Tim has it. The first one is somebody else.
There was a good Java this morning.
Yeah.
I don't think it was my text.
I don't remember. Okay, anyway, trauma means to be separated from or to be without, right? To be without.
It was Kedrup J. Trying to remember what.
Was it Adam's text? There was a clear Jawa this morning.
Yeah. Trying to remember what it was. I think it was when we were talking about Minzum Semas.
Yeah, I don't remember. Okay, anyway, somebody will find it. Tawe Dunlani. So when you say a negative particle like not, like marikba, it could mean not to have something, okay, to be without something, okay, like, I don't know, gasoline free, like the gas station has no gasoline.
Free from the 5 situations.
Oh yeah, free from the 5 bad kinds of speech, like drunk, crazy, sleeping, repeating somebody else, okay? Yeah, so anyway, Chala means without. And what are the 2 examples? Oh, I gave you the examples. This is no fun. Yeah.
Gelong Mepa.
Yeah, a place where there's no monks, and a retreat where you have no water, which is what happened to me. Okay. And that's not the meaning of Marikba here. Okay?
Yes. Okay.
It doesn't mean you're unconscious. It doesn't mean no awareness at all. Okay? That's not the meaning here. Okay? So it doesn't mean the person's dead or something. Okay? Rikpa, not aware or something like that. He's aware, but number 7 might be good. So Nyembo means you want to read Sugeng, and Nick wants to check you.
Sure. Nyempo Dunlani Sunam Mep.
To sleep for 2 hours.
What's that?
I'm just telling you. The solution to getting up at 5 is to sleep for 2 hours at 8. I'm just telling you.
I don't know if it's in the cards.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Check Sugeng.
Nyempo Dunlani Sunam Mepa Tang Dakpa Mepa Sejawa Tabuo.
Yeah, so Nyembo here means in the sense of the opposite, right? And that's the most famous Nyembo that we deal with in our regular teaching schedule. Sugeng.
So, yeah, Sunam Mepa is a non-virtue, right?
But what's the most famous Nyembo that we normally deal with every time we teach DCI?
Oh, the meditation. The
4 powers.
The 4th power.
Oh, the 4.
Yeah, the
I
4
see.
power. Yeah, but good. Meditation also has them. Meditation also has the
Antidote.
the 5 problems and the 8.
Oh yeah,
linguistic.
right.
So actually, he's correct. Okay, so in the sense of a direct opposite, you see what I mean? In the sense of something that's the functional opposite. Okay, like Suna Mepa means he's a bad person. Okay, Suna Mepa, he has no good deeds means he's a bad person. And it's meant that way, okay? It doesn't mean he's a nice person who didn't do something good today. It means he's a person who cannot and does not do good things. He does bad things, okay? And Drapa Mepa doesn't mean here he has no fame. It means he has ill repute. He's famous for being bad.
Not notorious, right?
Yeah, notorious. So, in my opinion, Vasubandhu has saved the correct meaning of the negative in Marikpa for number 7. Okay, we're not talking about not being aware. We're talking about actively misunderstanding. Okay, the exact opposite of knowing. Okay, all right, misunderstanding. Okay, cool. Please read, and Uncle Tim is gonna check you.
Thank you, Uncle. Dupa chiksu chepani, yupa dakni dakpatang, shenpa nitang, dramatang, metang, nyuntang, draltuntang, nyempo daklan di yudo, se jawaino.
Yeah, I think Vasubandhu wrote this verse so people could remember the 7 kinds of negatives. It doesn't exist anywhere else that I can find. Okay, so I think he's saying, I'll give you a summary in a verse. Sikso Chepa means in a verse. Okay, so and then he repeats the meaning of the 7. Okay. The existence is denied, or it's something other, or it's something similar but not the same, or we are trying to insult somebody. You don't have a waist, you know. Oh, sorry. What was the insult one?
Derogatory.
Oh, yeah. What was the example? I forgot.
Bad, not wife, not child.
Oh, yeah. You are a non-wife. Or you are a non-kid. Okay. Big insult. Nyungwa means not enough, like the salt in the food. And then Deldun meaning missing completely, which would mean unconscious. And with Marika. And then the actual meaning, which is the opposite. Okay. Instead of understanding, you are actively misunderstanding. Okay. Okay, please read this and I'll check you.
Thank you. Denin dir dun kachik par yimpar rikpar jate.
Good. We should understand the meaning of misunderstanding here in several ways. Kachikpar, okay, in several ways. Please read. Wait, Mr. Haggerty.
Okay, thank you. Reshik rikpe ngupa mepa chamni marikpa yinte ndi tar ngupo mepani nduche kewe dakpoi can need to rikpe chiro.
Was it Mayente or up? I didn't hear you say it. After
Mayente.
Yeah. So Reshik means provisionally. It means, okay, I mean, just to start off, okay, Reshik means just to start off, we can say that Marikpa, misunderstanding, is not the absence of that thing called understanding. Okay, it's not simply the absence of misunderstanding.
Oh.
It's corrupted understanding, right?
Mm.
It's not the absence of understanding. Okay.
Mm.
Dito ang mapumepa ni, in that case, if it were true that the lack of something were the meaning of misunderstanding here, then you would have the lack of something triggering the second link.
Oh.
Okay. And that's a problem. The absence of something would be triggering something. Okay. And so
okay.
don't forget that link number one's job is to trigger link number two. Okay. So
Yes.
if we were merely talking about the possibility of the seven, the absence of something, the absence of understanding, then we would have to say the absence of something is creating bad karma. Okay. And the absence of something can't do anything. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
That's
Sure.
really helpful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very helpful
Okay.
indeed. Yes.
And
Okay,
then we got another problem. Please read. And Hasso.
Okay.
I like your
Guilty.
Are you borrowing
Guilty.
from Venerable Phil? No. All right, you brought those from Guadalajara. Okay.
Noor gave it to me.
Oh, okay. I was thinking your aunt gave it to me. Okay, here we go. Calte.
Calte marik pangak pe nduche ngakko se jupe kak ngak pa yang mirungo.
Yeah, don't forget, it'd be weird to talk about misunderstanding as the absence of understanding, because then something missing would be creating karma. And also it would be weird to say, if you stop it, then you stop bad karma, because it's already stopped. Okay. So it's kind of weird to use the absence of something, to use that first meaning of negative particle to describe misunderstanding, because then if you stopped it, you would have something. What happens when you stop something negative or missing? You see, it's already missing. Okay, so how can you say I'm going to stop link number two by stopping link number one if link number one is already something missing? Okay.
You could
Cool.
stop it.
Yes. Wow. Very detailed analysis. Wow.
All right, here we go.
Hasso again?
Yes, but no, Alex wants to check you, he said.
Okay. Donation le kuntu jorwa thang chingwala sokpa nyin par sungpa yang mirungo.
Now he's still complaining about using the absence of understanding, okay? And he says, look, other sutras, Dodeshen, in those sutras, lay, which is how Uncle Tim told us to read it today.
Thank you, Uncle.
They talk about misunderstanding as a kundajoa. Kundajoa means like a bond or handcuffs, okay? Something which glues you to suffering. Okay, kundajoa means totally glues you to suffering, okay? It brings you to suffering and it locks you there, okay? Kundajoa, all right? And it's also called, in some sutras, Marikpa is called Echingwa, which means shackles or chains, okay? Okay, so look, if the meaning of misunderstanding is just a simple lack of understanding, then how can it function to chain you to something? How can the absence of something chain you to something? Okay. Oh, they chained me to the wall. They chained me to the bed. Oh yeah. What did they use? Oh, nothing. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
if the meaning of marikpa is the absence of knowledge, then it can't do chaining. You can't use it to change somebody. Okay, then it's invisible chains or something. Okay, so in other sutras, misunderstanding is described as a bond or a chain. And how could it function that way if it was the absence of something? Okay.
Wow.
Okay, got it.
Sure. Thank you.
All right. Please read. Alex, you're still going.
Okay. Chosin main par yila chepa pa yang mirungo.
It would also be mirunga. What's that mean, Sugeng? It would also be mirunga. It would be inappropriate.
Correct. Inappropriate.
Yeah, it would also be incorrect to say that it's cause. Okay. What triggered the marikpa? Oh, sushin mayim bar yila chepa. That was on his vocabulary.
Looking at things the wrong way.
Okay, so listen, Sugeng. Yeah, do you have a problem with misunderstanding? Yes, it's causing all my suffering. And what caused it? Thinking of things the wrong way. Oh, so the cause created nothing. Yes. Okay. If you describe misunderstanding as the absence of understanding, and you describe it as an absence, right? Megak, a negative in the sense of the absence of something, then how can you describe its cause? Okay. How can something which does exist trigger something which doesn't exist? How can thinking of things the wrong way be its cause if it doesn't exist?
Yeah.
If it's a non-existent thing, how can something trigger it? Okay.
Sure. Yeah. All right.
Okay. Please read and we'll keep going.
Okay. Resik duna chakpani jikten pe chukune nyumong pe can do jitar gyurte ten you chak pe nyupromepa samyino.
This is a tough, I'm going to read this in a very unusual way, and I may be completely wrong, but I think I'm okay. Okay, chakpa can mean two things. Didn't we mention it today?
Yeah, sokchak.
Yeah, good. Yeah, chakpa can mean attachment, and chakpa can also mean to form or to start. Okay, sokchak means developed life, right? So Dhamma Chakpa, I would read it here as a something which hasn't formed yet. Okay. How can that be the cause of all the messed up stuff in the world? Okay. What hasn't formed yet?
Understanding.
Good. No, misunderstanding. Okay.
Misunderstanding.
If you define marikpa as the absence of understanding altogether, okay, then it's kind of something that hasn't really happened yet. Okay, Dhamma Chakpa, it hasn't happened yet. So how can that be the trigger for the whole god dang wheel of life? Okay, how can something that hasn't formed yet be the trigger for the whole wheel of life? For all the terrible things in this life. How can you say it's the absence of something which triggered this whole life? You know, the whole 11 links. You know, how can you say something that hasn't come into being yet is spinning the wheel of life? Because so far, it's just something which hasn't happened yet. So far, it's just something which hasn't happened yet, according to you. Okay, according to you. According to you, the first link is the absence of understanding, which is a blank, which is just a room with nobody in it. Okay, so first of all, how is that going to trigger the whole wheel of life? Okay, it's just something that hasn't happened yet. Okay, it's something that hasn't formed yet. Okay, I think you have to read it that way. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Please read.
Yeah. Mik pa cham de ni nam par tok pan de dak boy can do mirungo.
Yeah, mikpatsam, just the perception itself could not be the condition which brings about mental concepts. Mikpatsam. Number top patele nye partapanam kunenya mombakuro.
Don't you want it to be mamikba or something? It feels like it should be negative.
Well, I think this is extremely difficult. And what did you say?
Like you want it to be mamikba, or you want it to be like mamikba or something, or like it should be negative, and it almost feels like a mistake.
Well, we will never know with this text.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So
right.
Unless it's obviously wrong, we got to be careful. Mikpat samni, dini number dapiken mirungo. Just awareness, a lack of awareness, would not be enough to cause all the misunderstandings that we have. Okay. Mikpat sam. If it were just if the opposite of Marika, whoa.
Sorry, invaders.
I think we got to read these two together. Okay, let's go to the pieces. Okay, so again, it's hard.
Okay, sure.
Mikpat sam means just perceiving. Okay, could not be. Number topa means that topa without an S means what?
Idea, concept.
Usually wrong understanding.
Yeah, good. Dr. Ken, what's Dr. Ken?
Main condition.
Yeah, main condition shouldn't be, should not be. Okay. I think what he's saying is if the opposite of marikpa is rikpa, right?
Yes.
And which means understanding or perceiving something, then how could that cause all of our troubles? Okay, like that, mental constructs. And what's number topa in the next sentence? Number topa means concepts, right? Concepts lead to wanting to get something. Nyepa dopa nam. And that causes all of your mental afflictions. Okay.
Okay.
That sounds okay. Oh
yeah, yeah.
But a topa, right? Does that have to be an unchanging thing for him? Any chance?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think. Okay. I think what he's saying is that if the first link is just some kind of perception, that wouldn't be enough to trigger all of your negative emotions. Okay.
Okay.
It's got to be some kind of misunderstanding that triggers desire.
Okay.
So a simple lack of understanding wouldn't be enough to trigger the wheel of life, because a simple lack of something wouldn't be enough to trigger the desire for things, which is what triggers your negative emotions. Okay.
Yeah.
But these two are, we gotta cook them. Okay.
Is he trying to equate Mikbatsam to Nampak Tokpa? Like
sounds like
he could be. I mean,
sounds like,
if he's saying just the conception can't be the cause, because it would have to be shepa, the state of mind that perceives that concept could be a cause, but the concept itself can't be a cause theoretically if the concept isn't also a functioning thing like shepa, the mind that sees that cause or sees that concept.
yeah, it could be. Let's go to the next one and see if it helps us. Okay. Let's read that one. Dr. Campbell, you want to help him?
Thank you. Marik pa yang mong pa shetem pa yin la kel te rik pa mepe ngupo cham yin na chimong pa me rong mong pe ngupo mepa cham yin nam on te nyen po yin na te nika yang ngupo mepa la rik pa ma yin te ke wa mepa yin pe chiro.
Okay. Let's go slow because it's not clear to me either. Marikpa yang momba she. People speak of Marikpa as momba, okay? So misunderstanding is also referred to as momba means dark ignorance or confused ignorance, okay? If Marikpa is simply an entity which is the absence of knowing, okay? If it's not knowing, okay? By the way, is it not knowing, Sugeng? Is the first link not knowing? It's misknowing. Yeah. So he says, look, people also call the first link ignorance of the mind, dark ignorance in the mind, okay? If it were just a thing that consisted of the absence of knowledge, okay, chi momba me, then if you got, what would it mean to get rid of the darkness? What would it mean to get rid of the darkness? Would it mean that it was just the absence of darkness? Okay. One thing, if we're trying to fix the misunderstanding, right? It would be wrong to say that both the thing that you're fixing, whether described as darkness or the lack of knowledge, could simply be absences. Okay, could simply be absences because they wouldn't have any starting. How could the first link start if it's equivalent to something that is a simple absence of light? Okay. A simple absence not be triggered.
The onte nyen po yin na, what does this actually mean?
Yeah. If you achieved an antidote for it, right?
The reverse. Okay.
Yeah. Nika yang ngopo mepa na rikpa mayinte. Okay.
What does it mean? This Nika here refers to which two?
I would say Nika is both Marikpa and Momba.
Okay.
Not understanding and darkness. Okay.
Okay.
But it would be wrong to say that both were not non-existing things.
Okay.
Because then they couldn't start. Then they couldn't start.
Okay.
And then I guess you couldn't have an antidote for them if they didn't exist in the first place. Okay. How do you stop a thing which doesn't exist in the first place? Okay. So this is everything up to here, in my opinion, is covering the first possible meaning of myth.
Wow, that's good.
Which means the simple absence of understanding. And that's not that's not what the first link is. It's not the lack of knowledge. It's corrupted knowledge. Okay, got it? Okay, what was the second possibility we had?
The otherness.
And what was the example? Oh, he looks like a Brahmin, or he looks like a
child,
but they're not. Okay, there's something different than that. Okay, they are a non-child or a non-Brahmin. They are someone who might be mistaken for a Brahmin, but they're not. Okay, so here's his, and I added the numbers. Okay, okay.
Thank you. That's helpful.
Please, and John Campbell is gonna keep checking you.
Rick Pale, Rick Pale, Shempa, Kangyin Pa Te, Yang Marik Pa Yinte, Mikla Sok Pa Laang, Telwan Gyurwe Chiro.
Good. If you define misunderstanding as something simply different from understanding, then your eyeball is also understanding, okay? Because it's something different from misunderstanding. So is pizza. Okay. Tell what Gira means it would have to be. Okay, so this one's not so hard, right? If we if the in misunderstanding means something other than understanding that might be mistaken for understanding, well, then let's talk about how your eye looks at things. That would also have to be understanding. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
That was pretty easy. That was pretty. So just describing the first link of the Wheel of Life as something other than understanding is not going to be a good way to go. Like the Super Bowl hustle is also other than understanding. Okay. I forget, also, were you on my side? You were on the other side, right?
No, for this one, I wanted the Tigers to win.
Oh, you were on my side. Okay. All right. They almost did. I mean, it was, but come on. Okay. All right. Christina Kasika, you're checking Sugeng.
Rick Pa Thang Drewe, Chơ Sen Yang Marik Pa Yinte, Te Mepe Chir Thang, Numong Pa Chen Ma Yin Pa Lung Tu Ma Ten Pe, Sherap Ki She Che Kyang Marik Pa Yin Pa Ngurwe Chiro.
I have to say it's Tae Kyung.
Tae Kyung.
Just because his pronunciation is so darn good all the time, I
and fast.
had to mention it.
Okay, the third possibility was something which is similar but other. Okay, it looks like, but it's something different. Okay, so if the first link means something that looks like understanding, but is actually something else. Okay, let's say that the meaning of and misunderstanding is something that looks like understanding, but it's really something else. Okay, but that wouldn't be Marikpa either. That's not what the first link is, because that could also include things that don't exist.
Okay.
And it could also include things that are karmically neutral. Okay, which are not kleshas, they are not negative emotions, such as shirab. This means shirab can also mean intellect. Okay.
Intellect. Okay.
So kinds of intellect which are not kleshas and which are not troublemakers would also have to be marikpa. Because they are similar to Rikpa, but something different than Rikpa. Okay, they are kinds of intelligence that look like knowledge, but are not knowledge, but you cannot call them the first link. They don't function. There's lots of things that look like understanding, but are different from understanding that wouldn't work as the first link, okay? And there's all these kinds of good states of mind, which are neutral karmically and are not mixed up with negative emotions. Those poor neutral states of mind of just common intelligence at your work, for example, they would have to be link number one. If you accept the third version of negative particle, which means something that looks like understanding, but is actually something different. So being clever at your job, it looks like something, and it's something different than spiritual knowledge, right? But if you define the first link as something similar to spiritual knowledge, but something else, then other kinds of intelligence would have to be marikpa.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I see. Wow.
Okay. Keep going.
Okay. We have 3 minutes left.
That's for all of us.
Mepe rikpa yang marikpa mayente te mepe chiatang.
Yeah. Okay. What's me mean in Saturday, for example?
Lower.
Yeah, lower. Good. So what was number 4? What was his fourth choice?
The derogatory. Putting.
Yeah, like a non-life or a non-son. Okay. If you want to, if you're insulting a state of understanding which you are insulting, okay, a less than total understanding, like a less than total wife or a less than total son because they've been misbehaving, okay, if that's how you want to read Maripa, if that's how you want to read misunderstanding, you can't do that because it doesn't exist.
Okay.
What doesn't exist?
Path of understanding.
Yeah, a lesser form of understanding the world. Okay.
Half-ass understanding.
Yeah, a half-ass understanding of the way the universe works. Either you are a knowledge of the way the universe works, or you're not an understanding of the way the universe works. You can't have a 50% understanding of the way the universe works.
How about lower use of emptiness?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I guess you'd say they don't qualify as understanding as the opposite of misunderstanding. Because understanding as the opposite of misunderstanding is understanding emptiness, right? Understanding the husband in the kitchen, right? Okay.
That's time. Or
luckily, okay, it's tough. It's tough, Sugeng. And I'll tell you something. On a book like this, it's very good to take a line that we didn't do very well, which a couple of them we didn't do very well, and sit and meditate on it. Just meditate on it. And I'll tell you, for understanding this book, it's going to be better to go out and take a long walk and do your yoga and then come back and look at it quickly than thinking about it too much. Okay. In other words, you have to be in some kind of a spiritual state of mind and it will come to you. And it won't come to you from staring at it for 2 hours. Okay.
Got it. Yeah.
It's this kind of book. It's this kind of book is going to have spiritual insights and not, the language is not going to help you. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Geshe-la.
Cool. Yeah, and pump up your anticipatory translation techniques. Okay.
Yeah,
if you are Vasubandhu, what would you like to say next?
Okay. So For the next class, should I just continue the next 3?
That's too short. 1, 2, 3. I'd like you to do the rest of 4, everything up to 5.
Okay.
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 They're all
Okay,
short.
everything after 5.
Yeah. up to
Everything
5.
before 5, right?
Yeah, above 5. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, above 5. Okay, sure. Thank you.
Again, it's the 16th, not the 15th. Just so you know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, good.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
right.
Thank you.
That's such a wild Valentine's Day. I forgot. Okay. All right. We'll see you guys in how many minutes?
5 minutes.
Yay. That's enough to eat dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks,
Okay.
Gesla.
Thank you, Geshe Michael.
Welcome.
Thank you.